to talk about three topics: sex, religion, and politics. Of course, everyone is an adult here, so that does not mean that you cannot mention any of these topics. It's just that any intent to create a debate or controversy or to marginalize any person or individual through this will not be entertained. So with that, we are opening the meeting. So any of the online participants, can you confirm if I'm audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
All right, great. So Imran, can you turn on the camera? Yeah. Okay. So everyone, welcome to another exciting meeting of Karachi Toastmasters Club. We have a full agenda in store. And the best thing about this agenda is that I am the Toastmaster of the day. So to the endless delight of Toastmaster Asghar, I will minimize my stage time since I will not be wasting time in transitioning between President and TMOD. We do not have any guests, so I do not need to explain what Toastmasters is. And in fact, I had a couple of announcements. And first, I will give the floor to our secretary, Toastmaster Arfa, to recap the proceedings of the last meeting. Toastmaster Arfa, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I would like to provide a brief summary of our last meeting held on last Wednesday, and the meeting was led by our presiding officer, DTM Talaha, and the theme was Unplugged to Connect, and the word of the day was ethereal. And now I would like to present the report of the winner, Best Prepared Speech Speaker, both DTM Talaha and Toastmaster Shazib, and Best Table Topic Speaker, again Toastmaster Shazib Iqbal, and Best Evaluator Toastmaster Arfa, and Best Big Four Toastmaster Sumbul Malik. That was the brief summary of the last meeting. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arfa, for the wonderful job that you do. And as always, your bulletins and recaps enrich our meetings. And why is that? Because every time we these awards and bulletins are a great way to preserve the memory of the meetings along with the YouTube recordings. There are a couple of announcements. The first announcement is about the contests. And we will have three contests in immediate future. And by immediate future, I mean between today and 15th of January. The first contest will be Tall Tales contest. It will be on 18th of December, and every member is more than welcome to participate in it. There are no eligibility requirements other than being a paid member. On the 1st of Jan, we will have our Urdu speech contest, and on the 15th of January, we have the international speech contest. So there's a gap of 15 days. If you intend to participate in either Urdu or international speech contest, please start preparing your speeches like now. Because these are Toastmasters flagship contests and they need a lot of preparation. They also unfortunately have eligibility requirement. You need to have completed 2 levels of pathways in order to participate. But if you haven't completed 2 levels, and you would like to participate between now and 1st January, KTC will facilitate you to complete 2 levels within KTC or within any other. All you will need to do is to commit that yes, you are willing to participate and you will complete 2 levels. Another caveat, That is an unfortunate result of the rule revisions by Toastmasters. We can and we will hold a hybrid contest. That means that in-person members will be speaking in person right here, and online members who are not in Karachi, will be speaking online. And we will use that contest. The winner of that contest will make it to the video speech contest. But in order to advance to the area, you will need to commit to be present at the area contest and the division contest and the district contest, which unfortunately will not be hybrid this time. They will take place in person. Area and division will most likely take place in Karachi itself, so not a cause to worry. If you, inshallah, qualify for the district contest, the district will bear your expenses to fly you to wherever it is taking place. Or if it's not in Karachi, then of course you need to fly. Another announcement, we have 2 vacant executive committee slots. One is the treasurer, because our treasurer has resigned. And second is vice president public relations. For the moment, I am officiating as Vice President Public Relations, but these 2 slots are open, and we'll also make the announcement on the group. One candidate will hold an election. That election may be during the meeting, or that election may be via a separate poll on the group. So with that a bit of business out of the way, let's move to the meeting. And today our theme is guilty pleasures. Now, what are guilty pleasures? Guilty pleasure is something that we love, but we are ashamed to admit. It's not cool, it's not hip. So I will break the ice and I'll admit one of my various guilty pleasures. The first is reading Khawateen letters. Yes, I'm an avid reader and it entertains me in 2 ways. The first way is mindless entertainment. When you don't want to experience a challenging relaxation, when you just want the equivalent of, let's say, a candy, right? Quick fix of entertainment, mindless entertainment. Something you enjoy because it's so bad that you laugh at it. Yes, for that. But some literature, and I'm calling that literature for a reason, is general literature in those digest, and it's not just limited to Khawateen digest. Many other digests published in Urdu. There is Jasusi digest, substance digest. There used to be Sabram digest. They are hotbeds for some excellent writers. So that is my guilty pleasure, and I will not sing alone with this mood. I will take my entire family with me. Because Toastmaster Anand Kadri is also addicted to these digests, and so is my mother. So yeah. So what is your guilty pleasure? Start thinking about it. For example, Toastmaster Imran, what is your guilty pleasure? Something that you can mention here.
If I can mention, then why should I mention it?
No. Something that you can. Think of something you can mention here.
It's quite difficult, so I'll pass.
Anything you like to.
Participate.
But your turn will come, so okay. Toastmaster Anand.
So, my guilty pleasure is listening to the songs that, Indian songs, from late 80s era. It
Okay,
was a time when I was in, a teen.
right.
And, of course, it reminds me of a lot of, go to those days. So it is, because in today's, music, it is, taken as much acceptable. I mean,
Yeah,
what-
okay, that is
we
also.
call it, Satara ki bas ke gaane.
Well, yeah, those songs are a ghastly memory for me because they used to play in the school bus.
Yeah, it's.
And they also used to play when we used to travel from Quetta to Karachi
Oh, yeah.
in the coach, 12 hours. For 12 hours, imagine, if anything can make you hate Lata's voice, it is sitting in that bus for 12 hours. And to this day, I get shivers when I hear that voice. Because the interminable travel, and it used to be a condition and everything, it was never too comfortable. Now the road is much improved, though. Although Toastmasters will beg to differ because he rightly pointed out that's one of the world's most dangerous roads. Anyhow, so we're talking about guilty pleasures and speaking of guilty pleasures, Toastmasters is also a guilty pleasure, right? Because every Oh my God. Okay. Apologies, everyone. Actually, we got disconnected and I've been muted. I hope I'm audible now.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Apologies. Toastmaster Shahzad, can you explain the word of the day, please? I've already explained your role.
Okay. Thank you so much for explaining it. The word of the day is amok. Amok means disruptively or uncontrollably. For example, we can say that last night the situation of Islamabad was amok, and some synonyms for that word like wild, or we can say possessed. Possessed. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shahzad. Uh, Okay. Next we have our timer, Toastmaster Hiba Reis Khan. And no, I will just briefly explain the role. Timer shows the timing lights, and when you have reached the minimum time, you will see green. When you reach intermediate time, you see yellow, and when you reach maximum time, you'll see red. Uh, when you see red, whether you are in a speech or a table topic or evaluation, that means it's time to wind up your presentation within 30 seconds. We currently don't have a listener. We have a joke master, which is myself. I'll come to that. We have our R counter, Toastmaster Arfa Tabassum. Toastmaster Arfa will be listening for filler words. That means basically crutch words that we use if we stumble. And that was also a filler word, by the way, and it was totally unnecessary. Again, another one. Uh, Now I'm the joke master for today, and I'll continue All right. Toastmaster Eva, whenever you're ready.
Hello Toastmasters, it's been weeks and weeks. I've been delaying this keynote of mine. The delays and my procrastination have challenged the patience of our Vice President of Education, who was forced to add and delete my name from the agenda several times. But has been kind enough to finally give me a speech slot today. From being the speaker who used to delay her speeches till the end moment to standing right in front of you, I've come a long way. My nervousness and racing heartbeat still remains a problem for me though. The thought of delaying the speech, the thought of writing the speech and how to interestingly stretch it up to the minimum requirement have not only bothered me, but given me sleepless nights. Choosing topics, writing paragraphs, deleting them and writing them again has been quite a challenge. Has been quite a challenge. Since sorry. After some ado, I thought, why not write about my own learning trajectory at the Toastmaster? After some ado, I thought, why not write about my own learning trajectory at the Toastmaster? Since this is my tale of ups and downs, this is my first time delivering the keynote. I've been quite anxious and nervous about writing this keynote. It is very evident for people who can interpret and read body language. And nevertheless, reflecting on my 7 long years association with Toastmaster, I fully understand the value of public speaking and what Toastmaster represents. Public speaking is a communication art and it takes years to master. Some people are born with it, while for others like me, it takes years to master through efforts and hard work. In today's fast-paced global business world, it is important for business senior executives and business managers to have a command over public speaking skills so that they could communicate the company's vision and mission to the employees and subordinates of the company. And however, I draw my inspiration from some of the most inspirational public speakers such as Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, J.K. Rowling, and Imran Khan. They have not only started from scratch, but have they have not only started from scratch, but have they have not only started from scratch, but have conquered the hearts and minds of millions through whatever they speak. What they speak is through simple and effective words, but the meaning is deep and effective. And they have conquered the hearts and minds of millions through their words, quotations, and speeches. Ever since I was a toddler, I have been an extrovert. I love interacting with people of all ages. This nature of mine has always made me unique and stood me out from the crowd. However, when it came to interacting with the people, however, when it came to expressing my thought in front of the people, that's when I always failed because my anxiety got the best of me. And it's very evident from J.K. Rowling's quotation that failure is inevitable in some way or another. And I remember I used to be a nervous wreck in my BS and MBA presentations. And that's why my presentations were never up to the mark. I've been a Toastmaster for 7 long years. Am I still failing? I had always known about Toastmaster ever since many years even before joining. Many years even before I had always known about Toastmasters many years even before joining. One day I came exploring the forum with my mother back in August 2017. Initially, I came as an observer. And I was completely fascinated with the environment and with the way people spoke. Especially the way they used hand and body gestures, their facial expressions, and the way they expressed themselves in their speeches without any paper. That was completely fascinating for me. And I became the member of KTC back in October 2017 after 2 months of being an observer. And I became the member of KTC initially when I had back in October 2017, and when I joined, I had delivered my icebreaker after a couple of weeks of joining. And when I had joined, I remember my first ever prepared speech. I remember my first ever prepared speech. I was so shaky and nervous. And after delivering my speech, I got a standing ovation from the crowd, and I, I had delivered my icebreaker in front of 15 to 20 renowned Toastmasters. When I joined the KTC club, the old education system was being followed. That is, the competent communicator and competent leadership manual was being followed. And it took me 3 years to complete it. And it took me 3 years to complete it. And it took me 3 years to complete it. However, in between, there were times when I had to repeat my speeches because of my laid back approach to things. Laid back approach to things, as it is evident in my speech, that I have a procrastinated approach to things in life. Do not prepare my speech properly at times. So many a times, in fact. So, however, I had to, coming back to the topic, however, I had to prepare for my, where? However, in between, I had to prepare for my, however, in between, I had to prepare my speech because due to my laid back approach to things, and because of it, of Tall Tales contest, with the help of TM Imran Nana and TM Mariam Arif, that Tall Tale contest happened in Beach Luxury, and it was that Tall Tale contest happened in Beach Luxury, and it is about it. And it was a fun, I remember it was my first time organizing the event, and it had been quite fun and entertaining, as well as very energetic. I have been energized by organizing the event. I also during my time as a Toastmaster, I also have found some research, and during my time as a Toastmaster, I found that I'm attributed my research and development skills to my speeches, and I've also found out that I have a knack of making people laugh. I have a knack of making people laugh by finding out about interesting and unique jokes, and people enjoy it a lot. However, moving on, and in 2020, I remember we went online and everything. We went online, and I was introduced to the Zoom app for the first time. And I was introduced to Zoom app for the first time. And I remember initially it was quite entertaining and fun. And because previously I had never known about Zoom app. And however, there was some drawbacks and advantages and disadvantages that I found by using the Zoom. The first advantage was that it was easy and convenient to use, as one can download it through the internet on their laptops, mobiles, or tablets and use it. Secondly, it can be accessed from anywhere. That is easy accessibility from homes, offices, schools, anywhere. And then the third advantage that I found that it was that's about it for the advantages. And as for the drawbacks, I remember there was, however, there was smooth, and as for the drawbacks, I remember there were because second, the loss of face-to-face communication and human interaction when everything went online. And the second disadvantage, issue of smooth internet connectivity. And also the third disadvantage was that things started getting boring after some time. And because the routine got monotonous and boring. And I remember I started losing interest in the way in the overall sessions because of it. Moving on. I also found that Toastmaster Club is a great place to. I also found out that Toastmaster Club is a great place to meet new people and make new friendships. Initially, as I initially mentioned, our club consists of quite a number of professional people who come from different and diverse backgrounds. By interacting with them, by getting to know them, I found out the type of people I was dealing with, and the people's nature, people's background, how they interact and all. After completing my old educational system, that is the competent communicator, competent leadership manual, I got to know about I started with Pathways from 2020. Pathways is a more dynamic and up-to-date education system. It's online, and it comprises of different levels such as dynamic leadership, strategic relationship, engaging humor, visionary communication. Started getting boring, the same old pattern, the same old routine started getting boring for me. However, there two people came to my rescue. DTM Tahar and TM Imran were there like support system to back me and to keep my motivation alive. And I started reviving my roots. That I remember I did participate in for a long time I participated through online meetings, and for a long time I participated through online meetings, and after that, however, but I did participate in some of the annual conferences that were held since 2020, and I have started regaining my roots from I started coming back physically from 2023 onwards, especially when DTM Sarfaraz came, and DTM Sarfaraz came, and he invited all us. He invited us all out for a dinner. I went along with everyone, and being a foodie, and I remember, and also there's one thing I'd like to mention. I forgot to mention also during my time as I was one of the youngest president to be selected after much insistence and much I was the youngest president to be ever selected in KTC's history, and that is my tenure was from August 2022 to July 2023, and during my time, however, I did try to perform my level best, but failed at some parts. And because during that time I was engaged in Al-Huda and a Tajweed course that I had enrolled in, and that I had enrolled in, and that Tajweed course was quite tough and it kept me busy, so I could not perform my duties as accordingly as I should have. And it was in early May 2024, the executive reviving my old touch with KTC, and however, I remember coming back since I Why? Okay. Overall, I would say that my learning as a member of KTC has been quite being my other than that, my interaction with people in KTC and has been quite dynamic, and I've got to meet different kinds of people, interact with them, learn a lot of things. And however, I've not been able to, grow myself. I'm still in the process of growing myself as a speaker, but with time, I think I won't give up, and I try to become more persistent and resilient, and try to, put in more hard work. That's about it. Over.
This deserves a standing ovation. And this takes me back to our international speech contest. That was 2015 or 2020, where Toastmaster Hiba stunned everyone by delivering a super speech without consulting a paper once. And you mentioned that you wish to be a lot of things. You already are all of those things. All you need to be is confident in yourself. Thank you so much. I think your journey not only inspired us all, it took us back on our own journeys, because we've been fortunate enough to be with you on this journey throughout these years. Now, focusing on the second speaker, but a warning to everyone. Keep thinking about your guilty pleasures, because I will be asking about them in due course. No, I'll be asking you next. But before that, two guests have joined. So I'll just ask each one of them to just stand up briefly and introduce themselves briefly. Sir, yeah.
I don't know, the mode of communication was primarily English. No, I was hoping that speaking, second one, my name is Umar. I'm an engineer. I'm working on engineering in Karachi. I came to know about you guys from the website. I became to this beach lovely hotel. 30.
Oh,
And we stopped there, giving number of Mr. Matt. Imran. So,
yeah.
So he was kind enough to share the location. That's why I did. I just wanted to observe the setting and see what the thing can also do to myself as a speaker.
Great to have you. Thank you so much for making the effort. We sincerely appreciate it, because the change of where did you see the venue, by the way?
Website.
Website.
I also saw there.
Okay,
But I-
KTC website.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why is location?
First, they have increased their charges quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, and it had ceased to be affordable for the members. And plus, this represents a more central location, more easily reachable. But that was the main. Emra, the next time around. All right. So now moving on to scheduled to be our first speaker, Toastmaster Sila Hamid. Toastmaster Latif, are you ready to evaluate Toastmaster Sila?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so Toastmaster Sila will be presenting the speech, Presentation Mastery Level 2, Project 2, Effective Body Language, the Silent Power. This project is meant to demonstrate effective body language. That is why a note to the evaluator that you are to prioritize the use of body language rather than the content and other aspects in this.
हाथी बन के चूहे की एक्टिंग कर रहे
Hello? Okay, not to us. Okay, so everyone put your hands together for Toastmaster Sila Hamid, the silent power, Toastmaster Sila Hamid. Yeah.
You want me to switch the camera because you're.
Yes, it's continuous. Yes. But then audio will need to be switched. I think we can get by for now and then we can, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Five to seven.
Was it a minute? It's a 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, 5 to 7.
Again, he's.
Sorry.
In a driving mode.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Imagine something so simple, so powerful, yet has a potential to transform someone or your own self. How you think and how you think. I'm not going. I need water.
What
Can you
happened?
start again?
Yeah, you can start again. No worries. Latif, I hope that's just your camera tumbling around and not your car.
My car is good, yes.
Alhamdulillah. Please be. Yeah, Toastmaster Sila will start again. Okay. So. उर्दू there's a separate club उर्दू का है हाँ उसका मैं आपको आप इंफॉर्मेशन इमरान के पास होगी आपकी तो इमरान डिटेल्स शेयर कर लें जी टोस्ट मास्टर पे आते हैं
दूसरे खिताब आपके नाम से।
Yeah.
Are you more interested in Urdu Toastmaster?
Yes, I think Imran, that's a good idea because we cannot afford repeated disconnections. So yeah, where is
Hotspot is on.
okay? It's already connected by that. Yeah, I think you just turned it on. Okay. Okay, you're good to go, Sila.
Is there anyone? Because my account is my.
Okay, fine.
Is there any?
Yeah, we can invite our next speaker, Toastmaster as well. Meanwhile, yeah. So, okay. Toastmasters, before you can come to the stage, you'll have to let us know about your guilty pleasure.
You were talking about
Yeah.
last year, they published the short stories again in some 7 books.
Oh, yes, I heard about that.
I purchased them again, despite the fact that all the short stories I already had in my library. This is something that I wanted to hide because it is something weird and it can be fall under my very pleasure category.
Right. So perfect. Because I think you're There's also another guilty pleasure, in fact, that not many people, not many readers, in fact, would like to reread, but I reread my favorite books and stories all the time, and so does Toastmasters. But this has reduced now because I don't know, appears so short now for reading versus what we had. So everyone Toastmaster Asghar will be presenting engaging human level 3, connect with storytelling. In this, a speaker is supposed to tell the story and connect with the audience through that story. It needs to have all the hallmarks of a Toastmaster's speech, a beginning, a middle, and end, eye contact, vocal variety. The central point could be the story. And though I would rather not disclose this, but this particular project also allows you to appropriate another story. I mean, your speech or your story does not have to be original. The point of the project is to communicate a story. But of course, we know that Toastmaster Asghar is nothing if not original. So everyone put your hands together for Toastmaster Asghar. Let me announce the name of the speech, then you can. Every cat should have its day. Every cat should have its day, Toastmaster Asghar. Now plan.
Once upon a time, a group of mice finally fed up living under the constant tyranny of their arch nemesis, Ed. They decided that the time had come to confront their feline foe because it took a terrible toll on their population, and no one would survive if things continued as they were. Since they had meat business, they rolled up their sleeves. My two there to explore these options. This suggested that, but even after a
It's okay. So
prolonged discussion and a marathon meeting, they were failed to manage or settle any definitive strategy. Finally, one mouse had a eureka moment. I have got it. I have got the solution. He came in front of the podium like me and reminded his fellow comrades, the rodent, that what actually made the case was the quietness with which it operated. It is soft footsteps ensure that it would not be heard. It is nocturnal. It is ability to walk through this, to operate in the shadows. And finally, it is ability to pounce unannounced, ensure that that it could take us by surprise. After this situation analysis, he advised as comrade to what somehow needed was to come up with one ability which killed it is all three talent at once. And with this end, he came up with a simple suggestion. Why not just tie a bill in its neck? Bravo, bravo, bravo. All the mice shout in celebratory mode and appreciated it for coming up with a definite and final solution. Except one mouse who was in my age but was not yet a TM. Put forward a very simple and pertinent question. A question that I'm going to remind to all of you before leaving the stage and take away. And the question was, but who will build the cage? After hearing this, all mice started to look one another. They were all totally at lost. When no one answered back, the message was very much loud and clear that none had the courage to take this Herculean task. Shortly, the meeting came to an abrupt end. The cat kept on doing as it pleased. Dear Toastmasters, I'm sure you must have read or must be familiar with this middle-aged fable. And even you must have used it in your day-to-day conversation. But is there any lesson that we have learned from it? Albeit in different context. For example, we have our fears and we have our failures. We have our weakness. We also do know how to improve them, but we are all afraid to take one single step to confront them. In other words, we are excited by the ideas like mice and the daily, but unwilling to execute the task as shown in the story. Let me bring the point or drive the point at home or even in this room by customizing it in our own context. Career aspiration, like being a leader and communicator or public speaker, can be building due to numerous obstacles that may prevent its fulfillment. But sometimes, always remember that sometimes we avoid to take the road to our destiny, the road that usually leads to our destiny. Today, over here, I confess that nowadays I am fighting every day with my weaknesses in order to build my case. But more than that, today I'm here to invite you to join my struggle if you haven't yet, under the banners that every cat should also have its days. I have initiated mine. Now it is your time to do it. No cat should be allowed to do what it pleases. Toastmaster of the day.
Great, Toastmaster. You made it through a whole speech without mentioning your
Mother-in-law.
Yeah. Congratulations. Thoroughly.
I thought she was the guy.
And thank you for this amazing speech. I think, yeah, I'm supposed to be the evaluator, and political correctness requires that I do not comment on the speech, but I must say that you spun a magical tale. Thank you so much. I'm pleased to recognize Toastmaster Mufaddal Muntaza, a member who is joining us from Islamabad, and one instant sign of the fact that he has left Karachi is an apparent and sudden improvement in his looks. So at this point, Toastmaster Mufaddal, I'll just ask you, what is your guilty pleasure?
Sorry, what is my
What is your guilty pleasure, or any one of your guilty pleasures?
Guilty pleasures. Okay. So, thank you very much, DTM Tala, for the opportunity, and I really miss KTC a lot. And I believe the gap will stay there forever. Regarding the guilty pleasure, there are lots of guilty pleasure in which one of them is that I like to get bored. And getting bored sometimes, makes me feel good in terms that, okay, there are certain moments that I don't have anything to do, and I take that moment as a moment of meditation. Initially it was difficult, but now I really, I really enjoy it in this and I believe that it's lucky to get bored in these times that you actually feel that, okay, yeah, you don't have anything to do, anything productive to do, and you should be enjoying that guilty pleasure of getting bored. So it's not a bad thing if you don't have anything to do.
That's why I miss you, Muhammad. Every time you say something profound, and perhaps I don't know it or not, but boredom is the engine behind some of the greatest intellectual leaps in human history. If people would not get bored, they would not have introspected and they would not have come up with ideas and invention. And today, our number one fear is getting bored. We do everything in our power to not get bored for even 1 second. Imagine and recall your childhood where there was a time for boredom because we were supposed to actually, what happened? Yeah. We were supposed to actually get bored and only be entertained at a preordained time. For the remainder of the time, we were supposed to be bored. Sadly, that's no longer the case these days. Moving on to our next speech from Toastmaster Sila Hamid. And yeah, so the topic has already been explained. So Toastmaster Sila Hamid, the silent power. The silent power, Toastmaster Sila Hamid.
Can I start it? Yes.
Yes.
Imagine something so simple, so powerful, that has the potential to transform how we see ourselves and the world. Dear Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and honorable guests, it is an invisible force. We often mislead it in our busy schedule, but if we add into our daily life, it can add value. So, do you know what that power is? Any idea? Any guess? What that secret power is? It is so simple, so powerful, and we often that the power of gratitude. It is an invisible force which has shaped my journey personally and professionally. Few years ago, I was teaching English as a language center. One of my staff member, he was quiet and very humble and respectful, a security guard named Zahid. Zahid was a son of a farmer. Like many other, he did not. He was grounded into hard work, but he had a passion of learning. He did not study because of it in his childhood, but he seems so much eager to learn something. One day, you know what? He came up to me and asked, Miss, can you please help me in learning English? Because I dreamed to be a great English speaker to get a better job. I quickly said yes. And he came up to me in his lunch break. And when I started Zahid, right from the basic, will you believe he incredibly, he excelled. And he changed his remarkable improvement within no time. Slowly he grew confidence, he mastered that language and made me so surprised. Months passed and he was so fluent and he improved his speaking skills, then he left the job. One day, I ran into him into a restaurant. I was sitting with my friend. As soon as he saw me, he smiled and walked over to me. He said, "Excuse me, miss, can I join you for a moment?" I invited him to join, and he sat with me and began talking. Zahid said something which left me speechless. He said, "Remember, miss, you helped me in speaking English and I was an illiterate farmer's son. I really want to thank you for making me who I am right now." And that was a surprised moment for me. I even forgot that day. But he just started saying like anything. And I was in the middle of the surprise moment. He said, "I got a new job at a better place. I can earn as much as I never even imagined just because I am a great speaker. I can speak English fluently, and a Chinese company has hired me just as a translator. And I really wanted to thank you for making me who I am today." Without hesitating, he insisted to pay the bill for me and my friend as a gesture of gratitude. That moment, moved me to the level of the proudness. He not only made me proud as a teacher, but the gratitude which he showed me was priceless. Another, Zahid just left by saying all that, and he smiled again and walked over. Another chapter of my life, though it's a little bit different, but it revolves around the same idea of gratitude. For years, I lived a monotonous life, like having a life without emotion like a talking parrot. And I was not having any kind of a change. My days in and days out were going so repeatedly the same. When one day my brother asked me to join a club in Toastmasters, I just found it, maybe he's joking with me. Out of curiosity, I just decided to join. When I went there and I delivered my first ice-breaking speech, I was surprised by knowing that the people were so much appreciating and they gave the standing ovation and they were like pointing out each and everything about the timely, well-timed quote and the choice of the words. They were appreciating, they were truly listening, and they were just encouraging each other. The life of the Toastmaster, I just learned the art of thanking people. Thanking people for giving the time, the effort, and the support. And that taught me the lesson that keep on saying thanks you. I mean, in the words of a famous professor, William Arthur, I remember that gratitude is transformed your common days into Thanksgiving, your ordinary jobs into a joy, and your ordinary expressing gratitude can not only make our lives, but we can touch the lives of others. Thank you.
All right. I'm just being reminded that I am the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you, Toastmaster Imran Rana. And please let us know your guilty pleasure. Everyone has a guilty pleasure. Tell us your something that you secretly like.
I love to lie.
Sorry.
Love to lie. But
My
it's not a
wife.
guilty pleasure.
It's a genuine pleasure.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So Mr. Nayak, I think that you are more conscientious than most of us, because for us that's just a part of life. That is an inherent part of the structure of life, and not something we feel guilty about. So yeah, that beard has to mean something, I believe. So now moving on to our last speaker for the day, Toastmaster Latif. Where are you? Hopefully not driving.
No, I'm not driving, but I need few minutes. Or how do you want?
Okay, we can move on to table topics and then we can call you in for the speech. Is that okay, Toastmaster Latif?
Yes, but it will take only few
Oh.
minutes. It's fine.
And say table topics will also take only few minutes, so take your time.
Okay.
No need to hurry.
Okay.
So our table topics master is one of our newest members, Toastmaster Amra Yunus. Please come to the stage. And Toastmaster Amra, if we can stick to 4 speakers, that would be great. And if we can have a mix between online and in person.
Thank you so much, Divyantara. Being the Toastmaster, being the table topic master, I have, tried my best to keep the topics closer to our guilty pleasure theme.
Right.
So let's see how it goes. So I would request, so just, would you explain, it is 2 or 3 minutes?
1 to 2 minutes.
1 to 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would like, so let's start from TM Imran.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're actually calling me or?
Yes.
So, this was, the topic that you are going to speak on is a dish. And now your guilty pleasure would come out with this topic. A dish or dessert I can eat every day. Guilty.
Dish or dessert?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful topic for the Toastmaster and guests. From my outlook, you don't feel like that I'm a foodie person. Yes, I'm a foodie person. For both dish and dessert. There is no specific thing about or a specific dish which I like the most. All if a dish has a good taste, then I love it. About the dessert, there is one dessert which I really loved it most, and that is, I call it pineapple pie. So I learned this dish from my sister. She used to make it with the help of Mari biscuit. People call it Mary biscuit.
It is Mari.
Yes.
Yes.
Mari biscuit, add a lot of pineapples, plus a tin of pineapple, plus two small green packets. So whenever, okay, there's a story related to that pineapple pie that one day I went to I used to give tuitions, home tuition especially. So, and mostly another guilty pleasure, mostly they were girls.
Now this is coming up.
So, okay, there was someone, a family was coming to see one of my students, and she for a rishta. So I made a pineapple pie there, and what their family told that she made it. Can you believe it? So whenever I made that dish, and I'm sure and I hope that I will bring that dish sometime sooner in the meeting. I really enjoyed it. So over to you.
Thank you. So it reminded me of the desert. So I can eat every dessert daily without any guilt. Yeah. So I would invite our guest Anas.
Yes.
Please come on the stage. So I can relate to you as I recently joined, and I think this is my second, and on the first one, I was the guest too. So, yeah. So your topic, Anas, is the most time wasting app on my phone.
I think this
You
one
can have a
is
seat.
really easy for me. I think it's Instagram.
Oh.
That that's what I'm scrolling through at my work hours and also after those work hours. I'm just seeing those memes and all that. And also showing them to my coworkers as well as my brothers at my house. So I think I have to cut down on that time, but it's really interesting and the memes are really interesting, and I think I'll have to think of a way to cut that, guilty pleasure down to something else now. I think they have to, invent a new app that can, change the pleasure or change those things. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna also remind word of the day, amok.
Amok.
Yeah,
So. What does it mean?
amok is crazy going here and there.
Right, so there should be some crazy engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Omar, can I?
Yeah, please. Sorry? Any particular reason?
No, I don't want it.
Okay.
Camera.
Okay, but there are people